Take two.
Welcome to As We Go Along with Angel. I'm here with my friend Sappy.
And we're just going along.
And we're going along. So Sappy and I go way back.
Since high school.
Since high school.
For you. Not for me.
God.
I was old.
Yeah. You were already of drinking age.
Yeah, I was already of drinking age.
And we always talk about this story all the time.
Oh, no.
I mean, I think the statute of limitations right now
Yeah,
pretty good.
pretty,
So,
yeah.
but I don't know.
Consenting?
I guess, well, the story, I guess, real quick. So the first night I met Sappy, I was 19. Just about turning 19. It was the weekend after Thanksgiving, so there was a big show happening at a place called Isabella's Grand Finale on Grand and Ashland. And it was a multi-band fest, an all-day fest for $1 with all the heavyweights.
Whoever that marketing genius was.
Yeah. So, it was very, it was, right for...
Packed house, 50 people in there. We made $50.
Oh, my God.
Split between 7 bands.
So, it was going to be, it was
it's going to be good.
Yeah, it was a recipe for disaster. But the night before, I had my first taste of real beer with some real men. A lot of old styles.
A lot of old styles to be had.
Oh my God.
A lot of old styles.
Roscoe Village days. And then, and then we went out to Sally's.
Sally's. Oh, yeah.
Great greasy spoon diner, had some euros. to soak up the old style, and then of course proceeded to have more old styles back at our friend's place, and that's when my body was telling me like I had too much to drink, and I puked all over.
Well, no, the thing was like this. We knew, me and Greg were looking at you. We knew you were gonna puke, and you got up and you shot to go for the bathroom. Your cheeks were puffed out, and you put your hand up to your mouth, and both me and Greg were like, "No, don't do that," because it just went, "Pah."
Right. So, sides, and then of course, the best part was the guys from the band The Queers, great band.
Joe King.
Joe King was there. B-Face. They all showed up, and of course, that was my
Was
first.
Dr. Bob there?
He was not. So. And of course, we're talking about our friends Greg and Pat from the Vindictives, he was hosting. No, it was I think it was no other Vindictive except
for Pat.
For BJ.
PJ Party.
PJ Party. And so I made a great impression with everyone.
Oh yeah, we loved them. They're like, yeah, you're cool.
Well, and
now we got to get you a tattoo.
Right. Yeah. But that time too. I mean, okay, so. I was completely like, oh shit, like I'm totally gonna get shunned. Like I completely embarrassed myself in front of everyone. I kept on hearing, oh yeah, your pants were down. Like I was like, what the? So I was a hot mess, and I'm like, oh shit, now like I'm gonna show up and I'm just gonna be so like embarrassed to see everyone. And then of course, I see Joe King, and he's like, Angel, my boy, how you doing? And it was almost like, yeah, I felt like it was like a rite of passage.
Yeah.
So, but Sappy was there, and then the next day after, and then the other part about that whole story is I'm hungover as shit, and I am quote unquote the security at the Dummyroom that night because it was the grand opening of the Dummyroom, the record store, which. And of course, behind the counter you had Ben Weasel working, Portia. Joey was there. Jenny. There was a tattoo artist that was working that. It was like so you had a bunch of bands for $1, and then the Dummyroom was open, so there was a lot of people, and I was just kind of in charge of watching people. So I didn't even get to go inside until, and I was planning on like I'm gonna go in much later, see the Queers, see the Vindictives, because that's who was playing. Those crews were playing at that point, but and then of course the whole
pie incident.
And you were
me and okay, so I was down on the corner with Joe, King, and because we were over Betty's before it was Betty's Blue Star Lounge or any of that stuff, and we went in there because it's an old Italian joint. So of course they had poker machines, and they'd pay out because it's totally off the books.
And folks
So we're like, so Joe's like, hey Sappy, you want to go play some poker? Yeah, in that thick Boston accent.
Oh yeah.
And and so we were sitting down there when everything erupted.